Hello, everyone. Thought I'd give a little update to my current situation. Um, I've been struggling the last couple of weeks, um, at minimum. I'm going through what's called a flare, which means my disease is extremely active right now. And what that does for me, again, everybody's situation with this type of disease or any type of autoimmune disease varies from person to person. With me, um, my spine is in the process of fusing, and as it works its way up my spine and throughout my spine, it is also attacking my rib cage, and it solidifies the cartilage um, between the ribs to make it a solid mass. So, one of the tests when you go in and see a rheumatologist, they always are taking a tape measure and having you take deep breaths to see how much expansion and your rib cage is allowing you to breathe. Um, Finally, quit smoking several years ago. Of course, I know smoking's not good; and it's bad for you. Um, Started back when I was in high school. Uh, Smoked on and off for 35 years, 40 years. Um, but I knew that smoking was bad on multiple reasons, but by inhaling smoke, which causes respiratory issues as it is, and then add to it the fact that my disease uh, infused my rib cage. It's acting up, it's active. I've got fusion that's going on. And when that happens, in a nutshell, the way it was best explained to me is I have an overactive immune system. I have a genetic disorder, and my immune system thinks that my joints are broken. So, what it is trying to do is fix the broken part. Kind of like if you get a broken arm and it heals up. Well, that's what it's doing to the joints in my body. Um, Starts in the spine and then it can spread out to other areas. I'm having some wrist issues, I'm having knee issues, I'm having some serious hip issues as well because as the degree the disease is progressing, and my range of motion is getting more limited. When I do move, stuff gives and takes in your body, and just by doing that, um, I hurt my rib because it's not moving, so it's there. It's grinding, um, and because things aren't moving the way they're supposed to move and give, which is why you have joints, it tends to cause pain, and it is greatly affecting my hips, particularly my right hip, where it literally will be kind of out of place. It's not completely in sync. Um, I go to physical therapy every 2 to 3 weeks, and the physical therapist that I go to specializes in spinal diseases, ankylosing spondylitis, and scoliosis specifically. That's all she does, um, as a specialty. And So she's constantly working on my vertebrae to try to get any type of movement. What happens is, as it's fusing, I'll get bone spurs in there, and then that's what's called bridging, and it's where the bone is starting to fuse. And she gets to it soon enough, or if it's still early enough in the stages, she can get it to move, and she can get some movement. Unfortunately, she's getting very little movement over the course of, been seeing her for 10 years now. And it's thanks to her that I have a somewhat great posture. I have shrunk because my back is hunched a little bit. I was 6 foot tall at one time, and now I'm 5'10", 5'10 and a half, depending on who's measuring. So I have other channels that I started on YouTube, and I primarily was doing this for a couple different reasons. One, to give me something to do. Two, because it was something that I thought would be interesting and something that I could contribute to the different communities that I participate in. And as I started just over a year ago, about 14 months, and it's getting extremely difficult to sit down and what normally when I was working, I can no longer work because of this. Because I can only sit for so long before I'm in a lot of pain. And I got to get up and I got to move around, and then I got to get off my feet, and I got to kind of lay down, and the fatigue, there's a whole laundry list of stuff that goes along with this disease. And probably been a month that this thing's been really going strong. So I wanted to start this channel as kind of a blog where I thought that I would get it started and then show you good days and bad days. And unfortunately, all I've had is bad days. I try my best, and I try to get through it. I don't have a choice, and there's only medications can only do so much. Try to slow down the progression of the disease, but there is no cure, as I've mentioned before. I do my best. I try to go on the streams and at least say hello to people. But I certainly have not been as active as I once was. And a lot of it just fluctuates with how I'm feeling. And right now I just feel terrible. Another way that I can explain this is everybody's had a cold or the flu, for example. And you know how you feel tired and run down and you just want to lay down and take a nap? That's how I feel 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether I'm in a flare or not. The fatigue is probably worse than pain. And the pain is not good. So that's my update for now. I know this ran on a little bit longer. I just wanted to touch base on a few things. I may be rambling. Just trying to get some stuff off my chest. That I have specific goals and different things that I want to accomplish, and some positive content to provide, including different things that I do for stretching and exercises that I do at home, and other things that's associated to ankylosing spondylitis. Hopefully, I'll be able to get to that and do that. Right now is just I couldn't film myself doing it. Too painful. Although I probably should, Who wants to see a grown man struggling, trying just to do bends and twists? Um, so it's one of those things where you need to stay active. I know that. My doctor, my one doctor, uh, was on me hard to make sure that I got out and golfed this summer because it's good for your core muscles and it's good for the stretching and the moving. And I've been in so much pain that I never golfed all summer. And I used to be an avid golfer, 3-4 times a week. It's frustrating, to say the least. So I appreciate everybody's patience and understanding. And if you've made it this far into the video, please take a look at this video that gives a brief recap of why I'm doing